For those who believe, no proof is necessary. For those who disbelieve, no amount of proof is sufficient. Saint Ignatius of Loyola. Namaskar. I am Sudhakar Pant, a proud staff of St. Xavier's College. Being in this great home for 21 long years, I now serve as the Vice Principal of the college. Today, I am here to tell you my story. As the youngest child of the house, I was given everything that a person needs to live a happy life. But the most valuable thing that I received from my parents was a value-based life. The human values which enabled me to lead a spiritual life right from my childhood. I always had concern and love for poor and downtrodden. I was never carried away by my riches and luxury, for there was my inner self always prompting and guiding me to work for others. I was enjoying my life to the fullest and was fulfilling my desires and dreams. After completion of my class 10, I went to India for further studies. I was a good singer in my university, a perfect script writer for different dramas, very good actor, and so on. I had the opportunity to learn music from top singers of India at that time. Back home in Nepal, I had many of my albums recorded and released, and people from different walks of life appreciated my singing skills. I worked as radio jockey, had numerous television programs, actively involved in the advertising agency and travel agency that I owned in partnership. Most importantly, I was actively involved in a spiritual organization where I was involved in various service activities like hospital service, rural service, and many more. I was mobilizing hundreds of youths in service activities. I was leading a very busy but a very happy and contented life. Everything was going on well until 1999, when I suddenly found, to my utter surprise and disbelief, that my so-called business partner had stabbed me at my back and ruined my life. I suddenly found myself in the flood of debts, business shattered into pieces, and nowhere to ask for help. Life became very hard. I could not ask for any help from my parents, as my father was already retired from his service. Furthermore, I didn't want to give trouble and mental torture to my parents for the action I was responsible for. It was really a cannonball moment for me. At this time of difficulty and helplessness, I turned towards my inner self. I retrospected, cried with my Almighty Lord, and prayed for help and guidance. Then from deep within, a strong thought arose in me, which prompted me, let me do His work, and He will do my work. What was His work or God's work? Yes, God's work means to further work for poor, the suffering ones, and the ones who are in the need, and spread love all around you. The troubles and tribulations in my life had made me much stronger and my faith in God much firmer. It was finding God in this crisis moment. As it is said, you will and God gives. It so happened that I landed up in the oasis of peace and tranquility, that is St. Xavier's College. A perfect platform to work with young minds. St. Xavier's College provided me the platform to share love and affection to fellow teachers and my students. I started seeing myself in everyone around me. I got introduced to Ignatian philosophy and Xaverian work culture. I could further grow up spiritually and emotionally. I could, in fact, rediscover myself at St. Xavier's College. I got totally immersed in the academic and non-academic activities of the college. I always worked harder and put in my 100% in whatever I did in the college, whether the cultural events or any other events for that matter. The Jesuit sense of magis had totally prevailed in me. Students and colleagues started having big trust on me. They started reciprocating the same love towards me as well. I am till this date totally engaged in the overall formation of the pupils. And today, I stand before you as a first ever non-Jesuit Vice Principal of the college. There are innumerable challenges, many ups and downs in our life. At these times of confusion and utter distress, faith in divinity and feeling of surrender comes to the fore and lifts you up to bounce back again in life. This unconditional faith in God is an essential element of our existence because it generates love and joy in our heart and mind. The love for God and all of His creations, and joy that one derives by loving and caring His creations. I draw three main lessons from my own life experiences. Firstly, God is present in the crisis and even the worst of the situation we are in. We must not lose faith in divinity, must not let the bad thoughts creep in and spill out in our actions. Always think positive and hope for the positive to happen. Secondly, in the worst of my situations, when I was worn and torn, when my strength and energy exhausted, I paused and looked up to the Almighty and surrendered everything unto Him. He showered His infinite grace and bestowed strength on me so that I could start afresh towards a journey of my life with purpose. We should not do what we like, rather start liking what we have to do. Fill our actions with love to get satisfaction out of our job. As our great gurus opined, see all work as spiritual exercise, as an offering. Then work is transformed into worship. Third, just like the fire that kindles other fires, my love expanded to others through my mission of education. We should always enjoy love within oneself and expand the same by sharing it with others around us. Take the troubles and tribulations as blessings in disguise, for they make us stronger mentally, emotionally, and enable us to further trade in the path of spirituality. The best way to love God is to love all and serve all. I pray with Saint Ignatius, take, O Lord, and receive all my liberty, my memory, my understanding, and my entire will. Whatever I have or hold, you have given me. I restore it all to you and surrender it wholly to be governed by your will. Give me only your love and your grace, and I am rich enough and ask for nothing more. Thank you.